All right, we are live with this week's episode of the BCH Ignite live stream. This week, we're talking about mass adoption in Australia, North Queensland, not New Queensland, as I as I,
This
I
is
made that
correct.
mistake. Yeah. So today, our guests are Hayden Otto of BitcoinBCH.com. Cindy Feng will be joining us shortly. My co-host Kusha. I'm George Donnelly. Hayden, how you doing?
Yeah, pretty good over here in the Bitcoin Cash City. Just living the BCH life, spending BCH every day, doing BCH stuff every day, onboarding new merchants. A lot going on. Yeah, this virus situation has not really slowed things down. Yeah, everything's still going ahead, and new merchants are coming on board. So this is good too.
How is the virus situation
Outstanding.
actually? Like you said, it doesn't change. It didn't change anything. There isn't such a big lockdown in Australia or where you are.
Well, the virus is non-existent, but the government is still imposing restrictions on the citizenry, which is not good. And some people are going along with it. They're like, "Oh yeah, the government knows best," and they take every word they say seriously. But at this point, it's just clearly designed to cripple the economy, and that's what's going on. There's no virus here. There's literally there was probably like 20 people allegedly who had it during a few months ago, but there's been no one who has had anything in many months here. So
You know,
yeah,
it's kind of similar here in Colombia. I mean, there are more cases, but the intensive care unit occupancy rate in my city is 14%, and in the capital, it's about 50%. But they still have a super lockdown. Like you need permission to transport children in cars. You know, if you don't wear a mask outside, it's like a $300 fine. Like every business that wants to operate has to go through some kind of biosecurity protocol with the mayor's office. I mean, it's just out of control.
pretty
That's
much. Yeah, they're doing similar things here. Like, oh, you have to sign your name in and all this stuff. I just give them fake info because it doesn't really matter. No one enforces this crap, and yeah, it's
that's great that you guys have been able to continue though. That is outstanding. Here
yeah.
in
Well,
go
yeah.
ahead.
There's oh, well, we were even just discussing today what to do about because obviously we were intending to host a Bitcoin Cash City conference again,
Mm-hmm.
and it probably would have happened in like another 2 months from now, but yeah, and, that had to be cancelled. So in the future, when things open up again properly, yeah, we can set a date there and hopefully host that again.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that.
But that's not looking like it's something that'll happen until next year. So
Hmm.
Any suggestions to make it some kind of virtual digital conference, at least in a small scale or so, or you don't like that idea?
oh, well, it'll literally be impossible because of the restrictions imposed by the governments. Then the borders closed, so
No, I mean
no
a
one's coming
virtual
into
meet.
the country.
I mean a
Oh,
virtual meet,
virtual. Well, yeah,
online.
you could do a virtual one. They did that. What was it? The future of Bitcoin Cash. That was pretty successful. I thought a few months ago.
Mm-hmm. They're having
So yeah,
live streaming. Yeah.
they could do something like that again, but probably plan it out more in advance so people have more warning. That was a bit like heat of the moment type thing that just happened at very short notice. So yeah, they could probably make a bigger event out of something that's planned, and people can actually prepare some kind of presentation for that, which was not possible for this previous one. But like, it still had a good turnout of people there, and yeah, it was really fun if you got to participate in that.
It
Have
was.
they
It actually,
said? Oh, go ahead, Kusha.
sorry, yeah, I think it was pretty interesting, and we even had, I remember the Zapit app was presented, and many people didn't even know about it, learned about it. So it was a pretty nice emergent gathering, and I think some kind of conference, maybe even with some activities or something which makes fun, or the simplest idea would be a giveaway or whatever to draw people, would be a nice thing to do, especially if the event, a real life event, takes too long for now.
Do you know when they're reopening Australia?
Not anytime soon.
Here they've promised us they're going to reopen here in Colombia, reopen national and international flights 1st of September. But I don't believe them. The president we have here, unfortunately, keeps saying, like he'll say, "Oh, we're just going to extend things for a week," and then he extends it for another week and another week.
Well, yeah, that's what they always do. Remember many months ago, they were like, "Oh yeah, we're just going to shut things down for 2 weeks," and now it's like many months later. So they take, they take a little bit and then they take a lot. That's generally how this shit works.
So, can you give us like, just kind of like a short overview, elevator pitch kind of thing for people who don't know what you've been up to in Australia?
Yeah, well, we
especially with
have
adoption.
been trying to like cultivate an area here, this one city where we have a lot of businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash. There's startups here that are like building Bitcoin Cash focused products, and they will earn like revenue in Bitcoin Cash. They pay the employees in Bitcoin Cash, and then the employees go out and spend at other like local businesses. So we've really closed the loop here, and there's like its own Bitcoin Cash economy going on that is outside the banks and outside fiat currency systems. And that's really cool. Something I don't think has really gone on in any other locations to this extent that I'm aware of. There are like some other locations like in New Hampshire there where they seem to be a lot of people using Dash and like some Bitcoin Cash stuff there too. But I don't think it's to the extent of what's going on here. And yeah, we've had good success in doing that, and it's going to continue growing. There are plans here to massively grow it even further than where it is now, and this was talked about at the conference last year. So one major thing is there'll be like a tech park built soon, and this is still going ahead. It was mentioned it's like $50 million tech park, and this is going to house like a bunch of Bitcoin Cash focused startups, of which like my business is one of these, and there's many other businesses here already. They're all going to go into there, and of course new ones that will be created hopefully in the near future, and who knows, might even attract some people here internationally from other locations, and they want to come and join this ecosystem here and live the Bitcoin Cash life.
So how did you? So I'm curious why, because I think it's a big step for employees to get paid in a cryptocurrency. How did that happen?
Well, I would personally, I would prefer to get paid in cryptocurrency. Like even just recently, I've had in the last 2 weeks 2 bank accounts frozen from idiots who I was trying to sell to some goods. They got my bank account frozen because they were trying to like defraud me, and like one of those accounts has been like 2 weeks and it's still frozen. There's not much money in there, but I'm not really concerned about that. And it's just crap like this that you have to constantly deal with. And in particular, if you're like trying to run a business, this is not good, obviously. And some of these other third parties like PayPal and all this stuff, they're taking a cut. And I don't know how you can even run a profitable business when that kind of stuff is going on. So I guess the end customer is wearing most of these costs at the end of the day. But yeah, anyway, this is all why Bitcoin Cash, of course, and it's about raising awareness to other people, other business owners, those benefits. And yeah, personally, I want to get paid in this, and I will go out and spend it because we got enough places here where we can spend it on pretty much just about everything. We're working on getting like some petrol stations soon, and like that is basically the only thing you can't buy with Bitcoin Cash at this point in time. But we are in discussions with some petrol station chain here with a number of locations. They were going to trial it at one location, and then you go even top up the car with Bitcoin Cash fuel. As far as like other people go, like obviously there's still people have to pay bills and things that are in Australian dollars still, like might be your rent, for example. And yeah, even just in this local area, there's always someone here who wants to buy Bitcoin Cash. So the easiest way to get some Australian dollars if you want to get rid of some of that Bitcoin Cash is come and talk to someone else that's involved in Bitcoin Cash in this area, and they'll probably happily buy it off you. And normally
Cool.
that's how I do things. I just like talk to my friends and things like that, and there's always someone who want to take some of that BCH off my hands. And sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes I have like too much Australian dollars and I am buying it off other people.
Well, yeah, I prefer to get paid, personally in crypto as well. It's just that for normal people to take their salary, I think that's a major step. Not business owners, but just the employees, right? Because I mean, they get paid X amount in Bitcoin Cash today, and tomorrow it could be worth more, but it could be worth a little less. So how did you get the normies over that hurdle?
At one of our number one merchants here called the Watermark, there's like some staff there. I see them like nearly every day because it's just around the corner from where I live. And these guys, they know like pay with Bitcoin Cash every time I'm there, and a bunch of other people. So these guys, some of them looked in it, some of them do trading apparently. They're just like waiters and things like this at the restaurant. And I have heard them say to me that they want to get like a percentage of their wage in the Bitcoin Cash. And that's a great way to accumulate it, better than going through an exchange or something like that. I don't know if they've actually made that happen, but they have discussed that with me. And obviously the boss at the business there is all over it too. So otherwise they wouldn't be accepting it. So I'm sure he'd be willing to cash in some of that at some point. There's even one business, he's like insisting that many of his suppliers go and pay him in Bitcoin Cash because he wants more of it. And I think he wants to pay them too in that. And yeah, you obviously avoid banks in doing this. He must have had some bad experiences there too.
Cool.
Who hasn't? Just for the adoption, just rolling back for a second. What do you think, if you have like one or two success ingredients, what do you think is the reason why adoption worked so well in Australia other than other regions?
Well, I think for one, there's just like a core group of people here who are willing to go out there and like sell this thing. You have to basically be like a salesman when you go and expose people to this. And yeah, it's not like basically the main tactic is like everywhere you go, it doesn't matter what business is, you always ask them something like, oh, do you accept Bitcoin Cash yet? And you just like plant the seeds, and then maybe you send someone else there later to go and follow up on that. And
yeah, I remember that
yeah.
merchant, that woman who is a cafe or bar owner and who always asks, "Do you like to pay with Bitcoin Cash?" This
Oh
is
yeah,
also
she asked the customers.
yeah,
So
and
it's
I
like the
think
other way around.
this is maybe one part even because we were talking about this, George and I about like how can we involve the merchants actually, because they are also interested. The second they accept BCH anyway, then they are anyway interested to have BCH value go up or the ecosystem grow, you know. So they can be a vital part of the onboarding mechanism of other merchants, the merchants that they get deliveries from, for example, or something. Stuff like this.
Well,
Maybe this is
another good tactic that's easy to do in trying to onboard somebody is like you tell them that you run the Bitcoin Cash meetup and you want to have a meetup at their business. And you will, of course, bring a bunch of people here who want to pay with this Bitcoin Cash. And so, yeah, if they are able to facilitate payments in Bitcoin Cash, then you can bring them a bunch of extra business. And who knows, you might even make an arrangement with that merchant to purchase that Bitcoin Cash off them until they're comfortable with it or whatever. So that's like a really good go-to tactic that I like to do as well. I've had good success with that.
yeah. So you're doing exactly that, because I was thinking about stuff like this, like having a meetup and paying for all your friends who are or all the customers coming in one BCH transaction for them, or giving them in topping up their BCH to pay and whatever, however you want to make it. But in the end, you just get the fiat value of what they would have paid for your and give it in BCH to the merchant. And also, at a later date, maybe a week later or something, you buy it off of him. So this whole, I always thought this would be like too decentralized, too small scale to work. But if you say you can go to any third shop and get yourself like $100 of BCH or something if you want to buy in, cash directly, it sounds very great. It sounds like a great utility for so many people, like for the merchant, for the customer, there is no question of how do I register at Coinbase or Binance to get my Bitcoin or something. No, it's part of the whole game to just get cash back or something at the POS in BCH or other way around.
Yeah, well, it's a big incentive for merchants as well to start accepting if you can bring them a bunch of extra business. So, and one thing we're working on here. We want to build like these ultra portable ATMs, and that could be something that you can bring to meetups. Like I would bring that to a meetup, and basically, yeah, you could sell BCH to people there. And this is just a cool way to do it, and you don't have to be like actively standing there manning the machine or anything like that. But yeah, people buy Bitcoin Cash of other people at our meetups, like just with cash, and I'm sure that happens everywhere else too. I was having lunch with one guy yesterday, and yeah, he gave me like $100. I gave him $100 worth of BCH so he could pay for his lunch in BCH. So yeah, this kind of thing's going on.
So what do you find is the main reason why people buy BCH in Australia? Is it just to experiment, or is it to hold, or what?
There are a lot of people who are just like invested in it, and they're just here for the long term. They're not actively like using it or anything. And some merchants are like that as well. They just accumulate it all and they don't get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's quite a few people like that, but then there's more active people like me who are spending it. or like the people who are earning it as part of their wage, you have to go spend it, like go buy groceries and stuff. So this is why people are spending as well, because there's a need to, at least in my local area, that's what's going on.
So getting back to merchant signups, you know, to onboarding merchants, do you find that the workforce, you know, that gets that done, is that volunteer? Is it incentivized somehow? You know,
Yeah,
who's
this is
onboarding all
just
these merchants?
this is just done in like volunteer time. This is we had some guys who were like doing it full time in the lead up to the conference. This is like the main focus, and yeah, did onboard a bunch of merchants. Like there was that I made a video about it. We were giving away like these Android tablets point of sale system to like help incentivize and get merchants ready to accept BCH if they didn't have existing infrastructure there. And yeah, we still got a bunch of those here. And yeah, if merchants need it, we give them that. But yeah, mostly onboarding stuff that's going on here, it's just volunteer work in your spare time, or like in your like going out to different shops. If they don't accept Bitcoin Cash, you can always ask them.
So do you have a standard or semi-standard onboarding process? You know, so, and what is it, and what tools do you use?
Well, we use the bitcoin.com software because it's just like the best available stuff at the moment. Previously it had been other things. But at the moment, yeah, the cash register app is like pretty useful as well. So yeah, all merchants basically have cash register app as their point of sale app, and the merchant has a normal wallet on their phone where all the funds are directed, like the business owner.
Cool.
And that's it. But like, yeah, we demo them when they're being onboarded. Like the business owner will be instructed to download the bitcoin.com wallet, which is easy. You just search Bitcoin on the App Store. It's like the top result. And then, yeah, we can like tip them depending on who the merchant is. You can give them more or less to like, well, it's impressive anyway. They haven't seen anything like this before, but then you tell them like, look, this money has just gone from my phone to your phone. There's no banks involved. There's no fees. And even if you're on the other side of the world, it would have been just as fast and no fees and everything like that. And this is just the beauty of the tech. They haven't been exposed to anything like that yet.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it sounds pretty, you know, like, so when I was onboarding people, you know, I and the team here, we would also, you know, after they got set up, give them a little tip and say something similar to what you just said. But so what about the recovery phrase? Because we found that there was a lot of confusion, you know, since crypto is a bearer bearer asset. How did you handle, you know, getting merchants to properly back up their wallet or their recovery phrase?
Back on the previous point, I just want to mention, like, given that how good this tech is, it basically sells itself, and that's one of the best things about it, is that you don't have to like lie or make up any crap like you have to do with things like Lightning Network to sell this. It really speaks for itself, and yeah, Bitcoin Cash is just great for all these businesses. And yeah, when they install a wallet, this is always one of the main things we stress. Like, you're taking control of your money. It's the responsibility is all with you now, and you need to back up this wallet by writing down these words and go store that in a safe place somewhere separate from your phone. So yeah, some people, merchants I know, they just like save it on their phone and they like back it up to their Google Drive or whatever, which is not really that good. But
we saw that too.
I wouldn't do that personally, but this is what I've seen people do, and seems to be good enough for some people.
Yeah, we
But
always said, like some frequently, here's your cover place. Oh, just screenshot it. No, don't do that.
yeah,
We actually
I
had
don't recommend this, but
yeah, we had recovery
also
cards printed up. So
we do have
pieces
those
of
as
thick
well.
paper. Yeah.
We have it's like a cardboard thing that folds, and you can write your seed words on that, and it has like instructions and things on that. So we got a bunch of those. We give people, like, cost nothing. So we
We
do
also
that as well.
recommend LastPass, or a similar password manager to have a second level.
I was even thinking about how you could implement it in something like Stamp. Yeah, like having this communication thing. I don't even know if it works, but maybe we can have a BCH based LastPass so that we don't even have to be fearing that LastPass gets hacked or something, because that happened also at some point, at least a few years ago. So, but maybe, yeah.
It's an interesting idea.
So is Cindy on this call now, or what? We haven't
Cindy
spoken to
is
her yet.
on.
Yes, I am. Sorry.
Oh, hi, Cindy. Welcome. So, yeah, Cindy Feng joining us from Bitcoin Cash City Conference. Yeah.
Yes, sorry for that. Room didn't work on my laptop, so I have to download the one on my iPad, but it's too big to hold. So I got the one on my phone now.
All right. Excellent. Yeah. I mean, whatever it takes, we definitely want Cindy on the show. No matter if you have to dial in via SMS, from Antarctica, we gotta have Cindy on here.
Yay.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
So, there we go. So, what are you working on these days?
So now I put more focus on my own small business, because besides crypto, I'm actually into well-being. So I have small business around that. Other than that, I also do some translation work for some projects, and organize some small collaborations with other communities.
Outstanding. Yeah. So we were talking about the conference before. You work on the Bitcoin Cash City conference with Hayden and others, right?
Yeah. So here is the situation. Back a few months ago, everything was running smoothly, but we all know because of the pandemic, we have to postpone the conference, and we actually refund the ticket buyers. And with the travel restrictions, we are not clear when we can do physical events. But I'm thinking maybe since we don't have any other events major events going on, especially in 1st August, maybe the Bitcoin Cash community could collaborate and do some events, even virtual. I think it's better than nothing.
I agree 100%.
What do you think, George, to actually organize one?
Yeah,
like Ignite and BCH conference together, something like that.
Yeah, Kush and I were actually talking about doing because there's a whole bunch of tools now available, like Summit as a service kind of a thing. So we were thinking about getting that going, and if you guys wanted to work together in partnership, and anybody else who's listening who would like to participate, I think it'd be awesome if we could do that. Maybe
I think we definitely need to collaborate, and also with other stakeholders. And one thing, I don't know what you are thinking about the event, but for me, even there are many virtual events for last couple months, and many of them are quite boring and. Oh, sorry to say that. I'm just a bit honest.
That's good. That's good.
I want to make it fun. So people really enjoy it, not like it just a dry stuff, you know? So I don't know what that would be. Previously, I got the ideas from I think last time you talked with Jiang Zhuo and Haipo Yang.
Mm-hmm.
I remember they mentioned the Satoshi award, award. So I think, oh, that would be interesting if we can actually do something around that. It's like recognize the efforts from individuals or like the organizations and say thank you. So one side people get recognized, the other way it's more fun than just somebody talk about what's going on, what's what's new with their project. Because honestly, if we ask ourselves, how long would we watch that kind of online conference or events? Because it's too boring. And in the end of the day, we want the people like enjoy it and take away something like helpful or useful for them. Otherwise, running an event really takes a lot of energy, efforts, and time. And if it does not bring out any good outcomes, then I just think it's a waste.
Yeah, there's I saw there is one of these summit things, summit solutions that has a feature where it will take attendees and it
Yes.
will randomly connect them like one-on-one. Yeah, that could be fun.
Oh
What do you
yeah,
think?
that's a lot. Oh, I remember like some physical events like that. They call it speed mentoring or speed dating or matching or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I think
like
that's
that.
more fun because get to know their community, get to know who are other people. Maybe you make some new friends or find new partners for the upcoming projects, things like that. I think that's more meaningful than presentation itself.
It certainly depends on the topic. If it's a meetup for people or for like a builders meetup or something, then this one-on-one thing is a great idea, of course, pretty much. And other activities, fun activities like giveaways, or you was talking about the award. I was thinking even the viewers can tip tokens or BCH, and who got the most BCH tipped gets Satoshi. So you even have,
that's
very
like
easy
engagement with
engagement with the customers.
Yeah.
But if it's some kind of professional thing, I wouldn't make a speed dating meetup out of it. But but you can have these two distinguished things, like a professional. If you have Jiang Zhuo and whatever, then we have whoever. Then we have the Satoshi Award thing, greater things built on projects. And if we have meetups, we can come up with super funny things, like any fun activity that can be put into these to drive one video, one conference or one meetup for more for the end user, one other more for the projects to get together and connect.
Yeah, that's like the art of balance, like which part, what goal you want to achieve, and for the other part, what goal you want to achieve. So they probably need a different approach for different outcomes we are pursuing. So I totally agree with you. For some professional stuff, yes, we still need like a presentation, need a serious talk. But for other part, yeah, I do care about people's experience and how they felt.
100%. Absolutely. Yeah, I think Kush and I are definitely very interested, to work on this, with you guys and, anybody else who wants to join in. Absolutely.
That's great. So, sorry to cut it here. I really want to tell whoever is watching right now, just be part of it. If you get some ideas, just message any of us, and let's make it happen. Make it meaningful and make it fun.
Do we have a group? Do we have a BCH conference group, Telegram group or something where we can actually organize together or invite people for suggestions?
Yes, we can do this after this call, start a new group for that. So anyone who is interested, who want to input, welcome to join the group.
There is
We'll
like a
share
Bitcoin
this.
Cash City public group. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
suitable, but yeah, there's already one that exists.
Okay, great. Yeah, we will put it in the show notes, of course. Either the new group or this one, whatever.
Yeah, I
fits.
think we should embrace more people, and I think in our community we have so many talents that who are good at different things. If we can collaborate in certain ways, I think we can make so many things. So yes, please speak out your ideas or anything would help.
100%. Could not agree more. Outstanding.
Outstanding. Yeah, I just wanted to say.
Hey, so Hayden, I wanted to ask you about the whole hula thing. Like how do you do, the whole liquidity? Like you kind of have a peer-to-peer liquidity thing going on there, isn't it? I saw that HULA. I don't know. Like here in Latin America, liquidity is still an issue. So I'm interested to learn more about that.
This is just a service that we offer because we've got a cryptocurrency exchange license, so we can offer this kind of service to people. And basically, for merchants who don't want to keep their BCH, this is just the automated method of us buying it off them. So it's actually, most of the merchants are not using this. They're accepting Bitcoin in a peer-to-peer fashion, which is the intended way. But for those who still want Australian dollars, but they still want to accept BCH, we'll buy it off them. And basically, it's just a method for us to accumulate BCH at market rate, basically.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. And
So
avoid other exchanges and stuff.
Is it a manual process or is it automated? Like once somebody pays and then it immediately is exchanged for fiat, or is it more manual?
Well, it's automated, so we get the BCH immediately. Like when the customer pays, the BCH comes to us, basically. And each merchant who is on the system has been assigned a certain address, but it's an address that I control. And like when funds go into a address, I know, someone just paid at this merchant. So anyway, we collect like this information, and at the end of each day, there's like a file that is produced, and we can upload that to our banking, and we just bulk pay any merchant who is owed money.
Beautiful.
That's basically just all it is.
Cool.
So they get Australian dollars, I get BCH. Everyone's happy. Customer gets to pay with BCH.
So obviously the technicals are not a problem, but the licensing. So this was
at least here in Australia, you need to offer like buying or selling of cryptocurrencies and facilitating that, you need this license. But it's not really a big deal to get. This is like, it's just a bunch of paperwork and all this bullshit.
So we welcome questions from the audience, viewers. Your questions are very much welcome. And yeah, getting back to the conference or the virtual conference idea, Cindy. Kreiser in the chat said that Zoom, so we were talking about speed mentoring and all that. I
Yeah.
think breakout rooms, maybe breakout rooms is the right name for that.
Oh, breakout
And Zoom,
room.
yeah, Zoom has that. It says breakout rooms allow you to split your Zoom meeting in up to 50 separate sessions. So I don't know. I don't know if that'll be helpful to us, but
We
that's an option.
can look into that.
There's also a service called Hey Summit, I think.
Maybe.
you
I
seen that?
also have I also took notes about something called the crowdcast.
Oh yeah, I saw that one as well.
Yeah, I saw that. Actually, have you heard about VR, like a virtual conference? Previously, I heard about that, but I don't really know much about that. I don't know what's the difference with that one and the other apps.
I think Akane or someone else in Japan did that, right? They had some kind of meetup like that.
Yeah, I heard about that. But after that, I didn't really hear much about what's going on or the feedback on that. So,
yeah. And I think Christian from Bitcoin Cast has been running or participating in like some Zoom meetups on Saturdays or something.
Oh.
Yeah. We should probably get them involved.
Yeah, I think another way to get community involved is, maybe talk with all the meetup organizers, because basically they actively participate in like this kind of events, and they know other people. So in that way, can involve more people.
100%. Yeah. Definitely.
So we should talk about that. Actually, we got some talk from exchange. Basically, they want to collaborate for some events. So we're just looking for what is suitable for collaborations between like Bitcoin Cash community and other ecosystem and partners like exchange or like wallets or many other partners.
Absolutely. Yeah. How do you think we could incorporate the Chinese community into something like this?
Yeah, I think we definitely need that. To be honest, at the moment in the Chinese community, because no one really run Bitcoin Cash meetups, because different with other place, they can't really spend Bitcoin Cash as cash. So in that way, people don't really run meetups, like especially. So yeah, let's think about something and get different communities involved.
Yeah, maybe also like the Chinese communities in places like in the periphery around China, like in Singapore, Malaysia, I don't know where there are large Chinese communities actually. I know they're in Singapore, right? Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I haven't followed up with Singapore or other Asian countries, so not very sure about that.
Oh yeah, so Christian commented in the actually, yeah, I don't know if it was me or you guys or what, but yeah, we had a little blip there. But so Christian actually commented on in the chat. He says, yes, I do BCH web developer meetings online on Saturdays. So that, yeah, Christian is definitely a great guy. He's in the Discord, the Ignite Discord as well. has contributed quite a lot there. Well, does anybody have any questions for Hayden or Cindy?
I have actually a question. What to Hayden? What about remittances did you see from Australia? I think there are a few migrants, tourist workers or something. Do they get? Did you see some people having this use case of getting remittances from their country?
Yeah, I actually know one guy. I sell him BCH sometimes, and yeah, he sends money overseas. I don't really know what for. Like, I don't care, but he's sending money overseas with BCH. I know that much, and obviously you can't do that as easily with like fiat currencies. So I know at least one person who does that. Yes.
Yeah, Australia's probably a net sender of remittances. I've done some research. Oh, it looks like we lost Cindy. I would imagine probably there's a lot of remittances. There may be some to China, or I think isn't there a large Indian population in Australia?
There's like large groups of everyone in Australia. So yeah.
Yeah, I thought people from Indonesia or something would be there because there's work over there. I don't know why I think that, or why I have this in mind.
Even businesses, it's easy for businesses to make cross-border payments as well. So like, yeah, this is one use case, but really it applies for everyone basically. And yeah, one guy was he imports a lot of stuff for his grocery store. It's not like there's a lot of international products he's got. So yeah, I think he gets a lot of things from Europe, and his like eyes lit up when he discovered what he could do with BCH. So I'm not sure if he's doing anything with that yet, but he signaled that he intended to.
That's great. Yeah, I think international trade is a major use case. The thing is, they tend to be transactions that exit to fiat really quickly. Like here, there are a lot of delays around moving money through banks. Like people import a lot of stuff from China, and they could increase the speed of their loop if if they used crypto. And actually, my lawyer's former SEC equivalent for Colombia, and he has he believes it's legally acceptable, like it would be a legally binding contract to make the contract to be paid in some form of crypto. So I think that's definitely an interesting use case. So we have a question for Cindy. What is currently from Tassimator? What is currently going on in the Chinese crypto world? Which crypto is popular? Why? What are people paying attention to? And what is the biggest difference in opinion West versus the rest of the world versus China?
First, I have to say I'm not into many different crypto groups. So I don't know which one is most popular. In general, like since I worked with different communities, one thing in common, like very common in Chinese community is people really care about investment returns, which means I don't know about Western community, like people actually talk about technology stuff, technical stuff, and actually build app. But I would say in Chinese community, majority people are actually speculators. So if you want to talk about the updates with the technical stuff, you say, oh, we actually get this achievement or that achievement, you don't get many audience. Yes, there are still people who would read that, they still care about that, but the portion of that kind of people are very small in terms of total like crypto communities in China. So I think that's a really big difference. Give an example of Bitcoin Cash community. We have many exciting projects like in Western or communities, but in China, not really much going on with development. So it's more about they want to hear about how they can get better investment returns. That's what they really care about for majority people. So I think if you want to know about the Chinese community, keep that in mind.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of comments in WeChat also about how people would like Bitcoin Cash to be able to be deposited to an exchange and withdrawn from an exchange much more rapidly. Yeah.
Because there is this thing, many of these people, they buy and sell. So time is really important for them. That's why they really care about this topic, because it's related to them. Other development, for example, privacy. Yes, some people care about it, but I would say the majority of the community will be okay if there is no such thing. For example, well, you probably say Telegram. Telegram is safer than WeChat for some. You can be anonymous, but you probably don't see many Chinese in like a Telegram. Yes, there are some bots, but people still use WeChat. That's their thing. So again, something related to them, they care about something, maybe because different culture, people don't really care about certain things. So that's the difference as well.
All right. Well, I think we're coming up on an hour, so I think we're gonna wrap up. Hayden, Cindy, do you want to add any final words? Do you want to let us know where people can get more information about you guys, your web links and stuff?
So because our Bitcoin Cash City conference is postponed at the moment, and we have no further information about the date. But as we discussed today, I would like the community to collaborate to organize some virtual event for like anniversary, which is 1st August. So if you have any idea, anybody has some ideas, or they want to participate, be proactive, please reach out. So we make it happen.
Outstanding.
Yeah, I just wanted to say good job on creating this channel and like doing regular videos and stuff, because it's always good to have more Bitcoin Cash related content out there on like YouTube
Thanks.
and things like this. So good job on to both you guys there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well done.
Thanks.
I think it's good to have more players in the community.
Absolutely. Yeah. More communication,
Yes.
more learning. Yeah. More sharing.
There's always
Absolutely.
some blind spot
Yeah.
that someone else has or doesn't see, and then with one of those videos we can help. It's very important. Yes.
Yeah. By the way, George, well done for your communication. Some members in Chinese community actually praised you. They said, "Oh, because you come now, there are more conversations and they really appreciate that. So well done,
cool.
and thank you for whatever you are doing for the community.
Well, thank you. And actually, yeah, you have kind of mentored me along that path a little bit, so I certainly appreciate your help. It's been absolutely, pivotal, essential. So thank you.
So keep it up.
Thank you. Yeah, so Hayden Otto, BitcoinBCH.com, Cindy Feng, Bitcoin Cash City Conference. Thank you so much for being on with us today. You guys are doing outstanding work. It is absolutely inspirational. The merchant adoption, the conferences, it has been a real pleasure speaking with you guys. You guys are superstars in this community. And thank you so much. Thank you, Kusha, my co-host. I'm George Donnelly.
Thank you.
All right. Let's
Thanks.
keep
It was
building.
good fun.
Definitely.
Have a nice day.